welcome back to the channel and welcome to another training series. If you are new to this channel, last year, it's about a year ago to today, I started training for my first full Ironman, and I documented the whole process. I shared it with you guys, I connected with you guys along the way, and then I did my full Ironman race in July of this year, of 2024. And I really enjoyed documenting that progress and really seeing how my fitness, transformed over the months, but then also, again, sharing that all with you guys and getting to then meet a lot of you guys at the actual race itself. So, like I had mentioned, if you saw my previous video, this channel is not going anywhere. It's something that I will continue to document my fitness journey on. And with that being said, I am officially signed up for my next race. However, it is not an Ironman. Unfortunately, I will not be doing an Ironman next year in 2025, because if you saw my previous video, which was around like the top 10 tips before training for an Ironman or something along those lines, then you will know that me and my fiance, we both got engaged actually right after the Ironman race. So with that being said, we have a wedding to plan and to focus on the next year, and she would probably kill me, and we probably wouldn't be getting married anymore if she knew that I signed up for another full Ironman, because as you know, whether you've done one or you watched me training for one, it takes up a lot of time and energy, and that just would not mix well with planning for a wedding. So we're making compromises here, and instead of doing an Ironman, I am now training for a marathon. I'm training for my next marathon, and I've only done one marathon before. Outside of obviously the marathon during the Ironman, I've only done one marathon before, which was in October of 2023, so a little over a year ago, and that was in Washington, D.C. Now, that race was amazing. I highly recommend doing that race. However, me going into it, I didn't train specifically for the marathon. I was just coming off of my half Ironman that I did, the New York Jones Beach one, which was my first ever half Ironman. And so I just was like in my head mentally, just let my physical fitness from that half Ironman carry me through the marathon. And I suffered and paid for it because that marathon was tough. The last 5 miles, I really struggled. It felt like I couldn't even pick my feet up. This time around, I am specifically training for the marathon, and I am going to just try to see how well I can do. In that first marathon that I did in DC, my time was 4 hours and 2 minutes. So I know it's not anything crazy, but now what I want to see is how much better can I be this time around. So that's what this training series will be about. We'll be sharing and documenting what I'm doing throughout training, what my training sessions look like, to see how I can get from 4:02. Potentially, I want to get to like 3:45 or lower. I want to see if I can definitely get as close as possible to 3:30, but we'll see what happens. So just got to take it one day at a time. However, I'm super excited to be back in this again. I've missed, connecting with some of you guys. And another thing I'm excited about is that since this is a new training series, it calls for a new pair of training shoes and running shoes. So I'm going to show these bad boys to you guys really quick. These are going to be my new training shoes for this series. Well, for a majority of this year, probably, not just for the series. But these are the Hoka Mach X2. And they are pretty. So I just got these 2 days ago. I haven't worn them at all. And besides obviously putting them on in the store, come on. So I am going to wear these today because today is the start of training. Today is the fitness test, which is where I will be doing a 30-minute, basically all-out run fitness test to see what my run threshold is and see how I will be starting out moving forward in training, because every training session after today's test will be based on how my test goes today to then push me to get better each and every training training session. So today's a big part of it. Also, today is Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates it, and Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah, because that actually starts, I think, tomorrow. We celebrate both in this household, but Yeah, I'm super excited to be back. It's here's to a new series. I hope you guys follow along. Again, I really enjoyed connecting with all of you last time, and I'm looking forward to continue to connect with you moving forward and to continue documenting my training journey. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee if you want. Maybe you're watching this before you start your workout. I'm going to enjoy my morning, and then we will be outside in this frigid cold here in New York City to officially start training. So cheers. Good morning. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Oh. Okay. Is it Christmas morning? Is it Christmas morning, Leggy? Yeah. Yeah. You're getting your exercise in too. All right, officially back in action, and I am headed to Central Park. If you guys saw any of my training series for the Ironman that I did, you know, there's this like oval area with like an oval path, so, and it's flat. So that's where I usually do a lot of my fitness tests. I look at it sort of like a track, almost, because if I just do something through the park, it's just very hilly and inconsistent. So to me, this is like the most consistent space in the park. So whenever I do a fitness test again in the future, it'll be consistent and I will be able to compare apples to apples. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, again, today is really just figuring out my base and seeing where I'm starting from. I think my last fitness test I did, which was a few weeks before the Ironman, my run threshold pace was like 6:48 or something crazy. I remember being blown away by that. I doubt it will be like that today because I'm definitely not in as good of shape as I was then. I mean, I've been trying to keep a nice little base, but really, I've been doing, since the Ironman, a lot of strength training. I'm doing maybe 1 to 2 runs a week, around 4 miles or so each. So it's not like I haven't been running at all. So I should be starting with a decent base at least. This is just like a warm-up jog. And then I have the 30-minute fitness test, and what it is just all out for 30 minutes. And then whatever my average pace is for those 30 minutes will be my run threshold. It's like running in a winter wonderland out here. I don't mind the cold when there's snow everywhere, because then it just makes it a little bit more fun. But when it's freezing cold with no snow, it's just pointless. It definitely feels like a Christmas morning, and that's why I like the Northeast. I didn't get this back in Florida where I'm from. I am approaching where I'm going to be doing this test. Let me just slow it down for a minute. I'm going to stretch just one more teeny time. And at this point, I don't know if it's doing anything for me, but delaying the pain that I'm about to have to go into, which I'm kind of okay with at the moment. Look at this place though. This is awesome. So coming up 30 minutes all out, and it's time to figure out the run threshold pace don't have any expectations going into this. Just want to come out the other side and see what we're working with to kick off training. These shoes feel nice, by the way. At least jogging here, they did some nice cushion. Actually, before I start running again, I'm just delaying the inevitable. But basically this running path goes all the way around, just in a circle, and circles back here. So we're just gonna do this path and just go around as many times as it takes in 30 minutes. So it's a little slippery here, but just finger crossed I don't bust my ass either. So ready, set, go. Just going to try to ease into it a little, but also try not to bust it because there are some slippery patches here. All right, 30 minutes is off though. Gonna put on some music just to dial in, and I will check in from time to time and see how I'm feeling. Well, let's go. We're back, baby. I lied. It's not time to start yet. I just tried doing like the first loop there, and it is iced as a bitch. I will definitely fall, and I can't even really run that fast because I was so worried about slipping. So I'm trying to find a different place. I think I know a good one right here where it's a straightaway, and I'll just run back and forth. Run to the end, basically turn around, and then run back. And that's really the best I'm gonna be able to do. I could have done it on the treadmill, but when I was doing my Ironman training this past year, I did my first fitness test on the treadmill, and it was not accurate whatsoever, because it really only tracks obviously how fast you put the treadmill. I don't think the treadmill was that accurate, so I have to do it outside. And so all I can do is work with what I've got. But I have a pretty good flat stretch for a while, so I'm just gonna run that back and forth, and we're gonna start this bad boy over. All right, oh shit. Speaking of that, I almost fell and busted my ass right there. Let's start this again. Ready, set, go. All right, now we are off. Let's go. About 11 minutes in, and I'm struggling already. I forgot how hard this was. Man. All right, less than 20 minutes to go. All right, 20 minutes in. 2.69 miles, heart rate 175. Oh, God, this sucks. 10 more minutes though. 10 more. All right, last 30 seconds. I'm gonna finish strong. 10 seconds. Holy shit. Done. Oh shit. That was busting my ass. Oh. I haven't had to push myself like that in months. Almost 4 miles. Average pace 7:39. Let me just save that. Oh, so my run. I can't talk right now. But my run threshold is 7:39, which is pretty good for being not like training the past couple of months. So that 7:39 pace is like my zone 4
I guess you could say like that's my top right now, my base. So every workout moving forward is going to be built off of that pace and my zones based on my heart rate and everything as well, whether it's my long endurance runs or my short speed runs. First off, this is what I was dealing with on that oval, like running on this, which this is a recipe for disaster, which is why I had to switch up where I was running. But you know, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. What was it again? I already forgot. I can't think straight. But yeah, that's it for the run test. You know, I'm so used to, with all my Ironman training, having to do a run test, a swim test, and a bike test. And I will say, it's kind of nice knowing I only have to do this run test. I'm gonna go home and relax the rest of the day. It's Christmas. Look at this. This is a lake. Well, one of the lakes in Central Park. You can't even tell it's a lake. It's so pretty in the winter here. All right, let me head back home. Let me gather my thoughts, because I feel like I'm definitely not thinking straight. That was freaking tough. I'm excited to be back, I think. After that, I don't know if I'm ready for this pain again. All right, I'll see you guys in a few. Good morning.
It's Daddy!
Good morning. Hi, buddy. I'm back. I'm back and alive. All right, just got home. And now I just want to go over my fitness score and kind of compare it to where I was at the end of Ironman training. But first, I guess I should say what my actual race is gonna be. I haven't even told you guys. So I'm doing the marathon. It's March 16th. So almost 12 weeks from this Sunday, I think, or this past Sunday. And it's the LA Marathon. And I'm doing it with Chase, who has been in some of these videos before. So we're gonna do it together. And I think it like runs down Hollywood Boulevard, which is pretty cool. It should be a good race, and it's definitely gonna be warmer than it is here in New York. But what I wanna do really quick is let me actually hook up this, and so I can share my camera just one second. All right, so hopefully you can see this, but this is just like my fitness score this is for the last year. So as you can see, where I'm sitting at right now is level 15, which isn't the greatest, but if I go to my highest point this year, which is going to be, actually it wasn't the highest point. This is when I did the Ironman, which was like 7:22 here. And as you can tell, not a lot has happened since then. It's just been straight downhill. But before that, this was back in April. So this wasn't like a month after I did the half marathon, the New York City half marathon. So my peak fitness this year was a 71. And then it kind of dropped down. This is when I was kind of tapering. I honestly, this part right here, all of May, I had burned out, which if you watched my training for the Ironman, you remember that part of training where I kind of burned out. I drug my training on too long, but then picked it back up a little bit and then hit race day. And then as you can tell, after race day, it was a whole lot of nothing. So this is where we're at. We're at 15 today. And so now we're gonna see how it climbs over up until the race, which again is March 16th. So that is really kind of the focus for the next 3 months. We're going to try to see how fast I can get leading up to the race. Again, my first marathon was 4 hours and 2 minutes, which was in Washington, D.C. And so now it's time to see how fast I can make this one. And one other thing is I wanted to say that I'm going to, so obviously, my first series was training for a triathlon, the Ironman. So that's why my name was Ashton Tries on here. But I'm thinking, like, since I'm going to be doing more than just triathlons, I should probably switch it up and change it to something a little bit more fitness in general. So I'm going to go with either Ashton Trains or Training with Ashton. So you guys can drop in the comments whichever you think is better. Either one, I don't really care. But I am going to change it to be more like encompassing with fitness, because I'm going to do more than triathlons on this channel. So, but welcome back. I'm super excited to have another training plan in place and another goal to work towards. And honestly, just the thought of running in warmer weather for the race seems pretty nice about now compared to that snow that I was running in. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. This video was a little short because this was just about, figuring out what my base was for training and doing the fitness test and announcing what the race is. But next week, we will officially get into the day-to-day training and getting back into a routine of training. So until next one, I hope you guys had a happy holidays, and I will see you guys next week for another week of training.